That is crazy. Hey, what's going on, crypto people? It is your boy D Crypto Siege. Take two. With another day in the life and the crazy life that is the digital asset space. What's going on, guys? Absolutely crazy day. It's a great day to be in the digital asset space, is it not? Happy Thursday. The BASEL III committee is talking crypto assets. Wow. Wow. TJ Jackson, what's good? The BASEL III committee is talking crypto assets. Interesting wording. I'm going to share something with you. Shout out to XRP Darren. Good to be part of that Patreon group. Some really, really good stuff there. Dryce is in the building. He said, liked on the way in. I like that, Dryce. This is nuts. What's going on? Guys, forgive me. I have to take my not medicine, but kombucha. Me and Miss Crypto Siege had to negotiate here, right? Like, you need to eat something before you go. I'm like, oh my God, I'm supposed to start at 3:30. I got to go. So we compromised. A little bit of compromise. So I'm snacking. Please forgive me for smacking. That was the only thing that I could do. Otherwise, we are going to not get on here until like 4:30. And I'm like, that's not going to work. That is not going to work. Kombucha, got to get that in. Got to take care of the gut, guys. Got to take care of the gut. It's important. Trey Hauser's checking in. Bro, from Pittsburgh. What's good, my dude? Good to see you on the stream, Trey Hauser. Crypto Cajun is in the building. What's up? What's up, Crypto Cajun? Rich Wit. Oh, I like the sound of that. Wit. How are you? What's going on, Darcy? Darcy B. XRP is in the building. Charlie G. What's up, Siege? What's up with you, my dude? Good to see y'all on the stream. BASEL III is talking crypto assets. What? That's something right there. I'm telling you, that is really, really something. We're going to talk about that. I think we already saw the video with the guy talking about XRP can go to zero or XRP could be $1 million. Did you guys watch that full video? I mean, or read that article at least? That was an interesting little article. I may pull that up as well. If I don't snack on something, this Crypto Siege is going to come in here, see the bag's not open. Got some chips and some hummus. Nothing's cracked open. So forgive me if I happen to partake of some little snacks or something. Oh, so what's up with the XRP price calculator that Susan Athy, I guess, put together? Did you guys notice that there's been new input in there? So I guess Ripple puts it in, I would imagine, and new numbers in there. Interesting thing, it changed. Did you guys notice that? Synetic is in the building. I'm here. Today's whiskey is Dalmore, 12-year. Wow, Synetic. How about that? Good for you, bro. Mr. DCY. Cheers, mate. What's up with you, Mr. DCY? I saw that. TJ Jackson, I saw that. Cardano says Ripple must be stopped. I saw that. I did. Sorry. I watched Jungle Eek's video. I didn't watch Mr. Hoskinson's video, but I did watch Jungle Eek. Interesting comment, right? When Mullet is in the building, hit the likes on the way in, guys. If you haven't had a chance yet, just collapse the chat real quick. Let's go smash the like if you join the hangout, and then come back into the chat. When Mullet, what's up, my brother? How are you? Good to see you in the stream. Night Owl. Did I miss Night Owl coming in? What's up, Night Owl? What's up? Shout out to XRP Darren again. I tell you, it's good to be in that Patreon for me, especially. It's a great place to go for information to share on the stream. And that's just what I say about the community, right? Certain people have different strengths in the community, right? Certain people have better resources or whatever it looks like. XRP Darren is right. He does his thing, deep dive. Got his Patreon going on. and I'm blessed to have access to that, so I can share a lot of the stuff that he finds and be able to share it with the community. I absolutely love it. Staff Sergeant of the Marine says, Trump said we would get tired of winning. How does it feel to have Congress talking about the winner? XRP, right? I know, but I tell you what, I like that Mr. Emmer dude. I like that Mr. Emmer dude. I got to tell you. He was like, so have you heard of XRP? So have you heard of EOS? Excuse me, do you know what M-Pesa is? Like, that dude was not letting up. I got to appreciate that. Look, I got it. He's reading from something, and I got it. He's got a staff that's kind of turning him on to some stuff. Here, let's cover this, right? So, but he's going to sit down with his staff and say, look, this is what I want to go over. This is how I want to hit this panel up. What you got? And then they go together, put some stuff together. He's kind of reading off it. But the fact that it's brought up is huge in a lot of ways. I mean, PayPal was there for kind of. I don't know who the rest of the people on that panel were, to be honest with you. But man, Mr. Emmer was no joke. We all know about Mr. Hill. We all, from the last one, right? We all know about the last congressional hearing. We all know Mr. Hill does not mess around. He knows his stuff. He certainly knows. And the fact that she was saying some, no, I don't know this, and no, I don't know that, that was very, very telling. He was like making a point to say, you guys need to learn more about what's going on. That's right. We won. That's right. BTC hit 10K, and it will be plastered all over mainstream news again. Did it go to 10K, or is it going there? I saw 9,300 last time I checked. Please don't tell me BTC is at 10K already. Did you guys see DIY Investing's last video? I know when Mullet saw it. Man, oh man. Oh man. I went out and got some Tezos after that video. I'm like, gotta get some. Gotta get some of that Tezos. Guys, I'm telling you, something's going on. Something's going on with these exchanges now starting to do some staking. Doesn't that speak? Oh, it's incoming. Okay. Doesn't that speak to what's going on in space? And to me, I'm telling you, it's what Alex Mashinsky, caught on to. I mean, don't get me wrong, Nexo, but I believe Celsius is the longest running platform. I believe Alex Mashinsky out of those Nexos and Crypto.com and is a DeFi. I think Celsius has been the one that's been around the longest. And he was saying, look, it's time for us to lock arms and understand that we can make money off our own money. Very, 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 very important. U.S. is a little bit on the hamstrung side, though, right? Like, we hold a certain thing. We can't get the certain thing. We got to get the sell tokens, right? That's my understanding of Celsius because of being in the good old US of A. First of all, not everyone in the USA can participate on the platform. And then the other thing is, it's like, it doesn't matter the digital asset that you put on there. You can only get and sell. That's my understanding of it. Anybody know better? Please let me know. At Crypto Siege, when Mella says, at Crypto Siege, institutional use leading to staking and baking. Absolutely. I mean, it's huge. And I think it's important to be taking advantage of these platforms now. I believe 100,000%. So, I mean, someone's 6%, someone else is 5%. Compounding interest. By the way, Celsius now compounding interest on your interest. So you just re-up that thing, whatever, and you get that compounding effect. That's huge. But I just hearing Binance USA talking about they're going to be offering staking in Algorand and in Atom, right? I get it. I know they play around with we pay out weekly, we pay out monthly, we pay out every 3 months. In the end, we're earning money off our digital assets. In the end, that's what the deal is, and that's significant. And please, if any of you guys are more familiar with Celsius than I am, please let me know. Because I just think the stablecoin option is a very great option early on. It's better than a regular savings account. That's why I ask you guys time and time again, when moon, how much of that is going into the traditional space, and how much of it is staying in this space, in the digital asset space? That's right. When Mo says, make sure it's insured, don't want to lose it. And one of the reasons why I like Celsius, right? Insured by the Lloyd's of London. So, yeah, but I like that option. I do. Right now, again, the U.S. until regulations come into effect, you can only earn the interest in sell. It's all in sell. So even if you put EOS on there like I did, you don't get EOS interest. You get interest in sell. And of course, if you purchase sell and put it on there, you get interest in sell as well, and more interest probably. Staff Sergeant Marines, I saw that, man, on the way back home today. Breaking news: WHO, World Health Organization, I believe, has declared global health emergency. What? It didn't say millions were affected, though, did it, Staff Sergeant? Did it say millions are now infected? Huh. I didn't catch that part. The thunder sounds in the building. He's like, really? Millions? I didn't catch millions now infected. Paul Bogle, what's going on, my dude? Good to see you in the stream. Hi, brother. XRP brother. XRP has started to pump. Has it really? How about that? So worldwide, it said millions are infected? GeoXRP says, hello, Siege. Fist bump. What's good? What's good, GeoXRP? FYI, as respect, I always hit the like before viewing. How about that? I appreciate that. So you're saying so? So they're saying millions are affected worldwide. Okay, when Mella says at Crypto Siege latest is 8,200 is infected. Still, that's a big number. If the we all know if the WHO got involved, first case in Florida from person to person. Oh man. Did you guys catch that thing on YouTube? What was it? The guy on YouTube in China, some guy brought in hundreds of masks and just dropped them off at the police station. Did you all catch that? Did you catch that? And then the police tried to like catch him to like thank him, and he was like, "I'm out. I don't want any recognition. I don't want to whatever." Here they are, because apparently a lot of people are charging money for these masks. Yeah. XR Free Me says affected, not infected. Okay, I got you. Well, yeah, everybody's affected, right? XR Free Me, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. Crazy news. TJ Jackson says, I'm more anxious for price set than bull run. I hear that, man. So the XRP calculator apparently has some new default numbers in there. When Mullet, did you notice that? Who else was on that XRP calculator? I know Alex Yeet was. He's not in here. Did you guys see that? Brexit is tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. The thunder sound, you're right. Steve O DXRP is in the building. The Brits being brought back are going to my local hospital. Wow. Be careful out there, Steve-O. Be careful, man. XR Free Me says millions are now quarantined? Oh, man. I tell you. I say some prayers, man. Keep these people in our prayers, because that's tough. 5 miles away. Yeah, be careful, man. Get yourself a mask. I saw a friend of mine. She was traveling. She had her mask on. She's like, I'm not taking any chances. Carl Wagner, what's good with you, brother? Good to see you in the stream. Today, Congress attacked cash and praised XRP. Absolutely. Was he not the truth today, Carl? Mr. Emmer was doing his thing. Gotcha. Staff Sergeant Marines like YouTube is something called Blazing Press. This is my go-to for actual breaking news of people in China live streaming what is actually going on. Yeah, I hear you. But we all know that, they wanted to throw out that one person that was cured. Remember that scene? John_C says, hey, Siege, I got my local library to order the Paradise book. How about that? Good for you, bro. Guys, there's another option. You can get your local library to order it. I like that. Good to see you on the stream, John_C. Good to see you here. Wow, Coyote's in the building. Evening for all from the UK. Good to see you. Yeah, that's a crazy number. GOXRP. That's a very crazy number. That's scary. Yeah, very, very scary. Hey, Siege. What's up, XRP Freedom? What's good with you? Today was huge for XRP, guys, and price is going up. Yeah. I didn't check anything on the price. What's going on with the price? I just saw BTC at 9,300, but that XRP calculator's got me very, very intrigued. Let's see what's going on in Binance. BTC is up 200 and something plus dollars from when I checked this morning. 95.75. Nice. And XRP is 24 cents up. Yep, there it is. Feels like the last shot for the last 4 for dollar or 5 for dollar. Does feel like that, does it not? Wow, it's crazy. It is definitely crazy. It really is. Got to keep them in my prayers. Keep them in our prayers. You know what I mean? Because it's crazy. Lots of companies with operations making millions a day in China ordered to move operations to the U.S. Darcy, is it true that Swift is going live on February 2nd? I don't know. Only heard from the Bearable Bull that was the case via R3, but I haven't seen anything. Anybody in the channel know? Is Swift going live February 2nd with XRP? Yep. Danny Loff is in the building, right on cue. Swift goes live with R3 on the 2nd of February. We all know that R3 settles with XRP. And then you got Brexit happening on the 31st. I see fireworks coming. Yeah. So Swift is going live on the 2nd of February. Interesting. That is sad. Yeah, that's very, very sad. Siege, what saddens me is Staff Sergeant Marines is saying, Siege, what saddens me is that in order for us to get rich with XRP, the coronavirus had to be the Black Swan event. Sad. Yeah, the Ripples calculator. You guys saw the new Ripples calculator? I know, Carl, you were on that today. I've heard of that channel, GOXRP. I did hear of that channel. Yeah, XRP needs to be 4 digits in a hurry. Yeah. Thunder, with some different things there, says this is the perfect storm, not to be confused with the thunder sound, but thunder. This is the perfect storm for generational wealth transfer. W is in the building. Hi, Siege. Hope you're well. How long do you think it will take for XRP to hit $10? Why is it taking so long? There's a lot of reasons why XRP is taking so long, and a lot of it is certainly out of our hands. I know there's a certain level of price stability that they want to show and prove until the more and more the utility kind of gets on the flywheel, if you will, gets going. But that's essentially it. I do believe from a technical TA's perspective only, and trusting some TA guys, it's going to kind of do this little thing here back sideways for a bit, 2 to 4 weeks probably, And then we'll see some little movements, maybe up to 40 cents, 50 cents, 60 cents. The numbers that we're looking for, the 3-digit numbers and the 4-digit numbers that we're looking for are going to have to come from a measure of utility and corridors being opened so that the NASDAQ can tie into these different places via API and give us what I believe is going to be a price set. I really do think so, that that's going to happen because the powers that be, needed to be high. Last rights, XRP is in the building. It has to be suppressed 100%. Yep. Rob Singh is in the building. Good to see you in the stream. Last right XRP, appreciate you being here, my friend. Rob Singh says, Siege, do you think it's being suppressed for now? Yes. I think it's being managed. Keep the spreads tight. I do. I really do believe that. Yeah, it became a flat line at 24.50. That's correct. Yeah, and it's going to be in that range just from a technical TA spot. It's looking like for another 2 to 4 weeks. And that's what I'm hearing from a blockchain backer. Daniel Off says that Crypto Siege also tips terminals live before the end of March. Massive adoption. Yep, there you go. So guys, check this out. Guys, if you haven't had a chance yet, we got 60 people in the stream and 30 likes. If you didn't get a chance to smash the like on the way in, just collapse the chat. If you're enjoying the hangout, and go smash that like button, then come back and hang. We're trying to keep our stream streak up of just as many likes as we have viewers in the stream. Let's go over this thing to shout outs from XRP Darren. I think this is an interesting read, to say the least. Change this view for you guys. Generational wealth transfer. Generational wealth transfer. All right, let's see. So here it is. Again, shout out to XRP Darren. Committee work program and outlook. BASEL Committee on the Banking Supervision. Before I conclude, let me say a few words about the committee's current work program. In addition to its unremitting commitment to meeting the implementation imperative, the committee's work program comprises 3 broad strands of work. First, the committee is undertaking a targeted set of policy initiatives related to topical issues, including operational resilience and cyber risks, the prudential treatment of crypto assets, the regulatory impact of benchmark rate reforms, and the implications of expected credit loss accounting for banks' regulatory capital requirements. Third, while the Basel III reforms are being implemented, the committee will be devoting a substantive part of its agenda over the next few years to carefully evaluate the impact and effectiveness of its post-crisis reforms. I should have read the second one because it makes a little bit of sense. The committee is continuing its efforts to promote strong supervision, including with regard to assessing the implications of financial technology for banks and supervisors and mitigating climate-related financial risk. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that really, 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 really interesting? Crypto assets. Full implementation. Hold on, let me see something right here real quick. That's cute. We've been asked this. Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, pointed out that we've been asked as an industry not to speed, but we weren't given a speed limit. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Basel III. Where do I want to go here? Let me see something. I think I just read that. With crypto assets on the mind of the people at the Basel III committee. Crypto assets. You got the Volcker rule, and what's going on with the Volcker rule, right? It's like they are preparing themselves. They are preparing themselves for what's about to take place and trying to give the banks as much leeway possible to navigate around regulatory, frameworks. They're trying to give them as much leeway as humanly possible, right? I mean, that's what it feels like. Because they're going to need it. In the end, they are going to need it. So here's the thing that I wanted to share with you guys. Let me see if I can change this up. I think it's worth some of the read. I'm really getting this thing where I feel like we have to talk more about these Celsius platforms. Let me go over this. So the worksheet crypto collects information on banks, treatment of crypto assets under the credit risk, counterparty credit risk, market risk, and liquidity frameworks. Panel A, credit risk, market risk, custody exposures, and RWA. Panel A collects information on the credit risk, counterparty credit risk, and market risk exposures and corresponding RWA arising from crypto assets based on the various activities through which banks could acquire an exposure to such assets. It also collects information on exposure amounts related to assets, crypto assets, under custody for the different direct and indirect channels. Exposure amounts and risk-weighted assets should be reported in the same currency and reporting unit as the bank uses for the other worksheets of the Basel III monitoring template. I did see custody exposures in there, did I not? Did see that. The potential activities are set out in rows 9 to 29 for Panel A. Banks should use their own interpretation and judgment in allocating exposures to these rows. No definitions are provided. Exposure should only be reported as an other exposure in row 29 if they did not fit in the rows 9 to 28 other. Banks are required to leave the row blank if it does not conduct the activity specified in the row. In cases where the bank conducts activity but does not record RWA under its capital computation, banks are required to record the exposure and insert zeros in the relevant RWA row. I think this is interesting. In cases where the bank has deducted the entire exposure from its capital base, the bank should, in the relevant row, record the exposure, report the RWA, as if a 1,200% risk weight has been assigned to the exposure. and explain in the relevant prudential treatment column that a deduction approach is applied. In the case of market risk exposures, banks should report separately their gross long and gross short positions for each row. Banks are now required to provide information on the prudential treatment of the crypto assets that the bank uses to account for credit risk, counterparty credit risk, and market risk, irrespective of whether these approaches are specified in national rules or determined via other means, such as via supervisory guidance. Guys, that is massive. For credit risk and counterparty credit risk, the bank should specify the asset classes. Now, how are they going to specify the asset classes if we don't have them yet? Under which crypto assets are treated, e.g., intangible assets, other assets, equities, corporate exposures, etc. The method for determining exposure and the approaches for determining the required capital, e.g., the risk weights applied, the model's approach used, the deduction approach applied. For market risk, the bank should also specify the risk classes under which the crypto assets are treated, e.g., equity risk, foreign exchange risk, or commodity risk. Isn't that interesting? BASEL III, this is the BASEL III Committee. Isn't that interesting? DIY did say that, he said, okay, so DIY said that, GOXOP, good. I know blockchain backers, like basically it's going to be sidelined for, it's going to be going sideways for a bit, about 2 to 4 weeks. That's good to know. Guys, what do you think about that article? I mean, to me, that is heavy. Is it not? Crypto assets and talking about recording the asset class risk, determining what the crypto asset class is for the crypto and noting it. Wow, guys, 70 people on the stream, 43 likes. If guys, if you had a chance to smash the likes on the way in, just collapse the chat, hit the like real quick and come back in, hang out. If you haven't had a chance to sub to the channel yet, if you're enjoying the content, feel free to sub. Oh, DIY, do it. DIY said this about 30 minutes ago. Okay, cool. I didn't catch that video yet. That's good. Was that a video, GeoXRP, or was that in his Discord? But guys, when you get the people from the BIS and got a BASEL III committee saying that the banks are now required to report these different things, they're talking custody and use. XRP Benno's in the building. Custody and use of crypto assets, guys. What's up, Siege and XRP people? What's up, XRP Benno? Isn't that interesting? Yes, video headline. Cool. I'm gonna have to check that out, GeoXRP. Thank you. I mean, guys, you gotta realize that is massive. That is 100% huge. Rob Singh says, one more round of buying from me before launch. I hear you, man. I hear you. That's what DIY was saying. Like, now is the time to start doing it. Danny Law says, Congress concerned for the unbanked. Then RIA was explained. RIA is an XRP partner and uses XRP. Oh, so they talked about RIA? Daniel Law? I didn't hear that one. Last Rice XRP says, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I didn't hear the RIA part. I did not hear the RIA part, Daniel Law. That's very, very interesting. Is Alex G in the building? Alex G is in the building. What's going on, brother? Alex G, did you see the new XRP calculator? Did you see that? Apparently, these are the new default entries. Thought it was pretty interesting. When Muller says, everybody Google Yeet Cannon. You're welcome. Danny Law says, yes, Rhea was mentioned. Thank you, XRP Benno. I appreciate that. XRP Benno says, he's always happy to hear your voice, mate. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think that's interesting that the new Ripple calculator got some new numbers in there. I think that's pretty cool. I really do think that's cool. But I'm just. Anybody else in here finding it intriguing that a major exchange like Binance US is doing staking, Kraken staking, Coinbase doing staking? Oh, you never heard of the? I thought it was you who turned me on to the XRP calculator. The thing that Susan Anthony uses to kind of determine the value of XRP is a nice little calculator. It is a really nice little calculator. I bet you if I just Google it, it'll come up. It's for determining the price of XRP based upon the amount used in. What's going on there? And I believe it's one that she put together to do that. Danny Law says, Crypto sees I am an expert. I should live in Wonderland. Yes, you should, brother. And who knows? When Moon, you might just be able to do that, my friend. So anybody else finding it interesting that these major exchanges are doing staking now? And how many of you guys are participating in some type of staking? How many of you guys are participating in some type of staking? Sir Captain Sticks is in the building. What's going on with you, Sir Captain Sticks? Today is the last day to get your Digibyte off of Poloniex, if anyone has them. Oh, wow. Thanks for that heads up, Sir Captain Sticks. Bobby XRP Axelrod is staking Cardano. Very cool. Very good, very good. It's good to know that you can stake Cardano somewhere. When Miller says, I bake a small amount on Tezos of Tezos on Coinbase and Ledger. Gotcha. Yeah, I just purchased some Tezos from Coinbase, so I guess it'll automatically do its thing there. I think it's very, very interesting that they're doing that. Mr. Darcy, we are on the same spot with Bitrue, with Bertrue. Let me try this again, with Bitrue. Yeah, they make some money off of it without question. And I think it's really a great way to bring the masses into the digital asset space. I really do. Not necessarily by purchasing Bitcoin or some of the other digital assets, but if they can learn more about the stable coins and then learn that they can earn some interest off the stable coins and the fact that it's a dollar value per, you put 1,000 in, you purchase 1,000 of the stable coin, that can bring some people into the space. They just got to know that it's available. And then, some platforms paying some big percentages, 5, 6, 7, 8% on the stable coins, because they're not going to get that in the regular savings account. That's without question. They're definitely not going to get that. But there's a calculator. This calculator, Alex Yeet, is based on the valuation model developed by Susan Anthony on the board of directors at Ripple and Robert Mitchnick, Stanford grad, School of Business, in the paper, A Fundamental Valuation Framework for Cryptos. So total estimated daily transactions, 19. Average time between transactions per 1 XRP, store value, duration at which above volumes are estimated to be reached, 5 years, circulating supply of XRP at the above duration in billions, 60 billion, interest rate to discount from the duration to present time in whole numbers. Really good stuff here. With those pre-funded, pre-default numbers, value of XRP is $1,632. In the Telegram chat, they were saying these numbers had changed. Who puts these numbers in? I don't know, but the numbers had changed. The default numbers changed. Originally, it was like 300 and something per XRP. XRP number one, yeah. I mean, if you can put your XRP on the Celsius platform and they pay interest, but you don't get XRP interest, you get cell token interest. It's kind of an interesting US thing. And I don't know how the Nexos and the BlockFis of the world work. Carl Wagner said, yes, that's why I did it. It's a twofold opportunity. And what did you do, Carl? Right? So that's the thing that I'm thinking, that that's a great way to bring people into this space. And I don't know if these platforms are talked about enough within the space. I get the lending platforms and the big connects of the world scared everyone. But I'm just wondering, are we not taking advantage of these enough? Because in the end, we're going to have to make this decision, right? When Moon, right? We're going to go through a couple of bull runs, right? We're young enough, they're going to go through a couple of these bull runs. Are we taking the vast majority of our money out of the space and putting it in the traditional market? Or are we leaving it on platforms like Celsius and earning interest, right? Some platforms have, minimum lockup, no lockups. Like some of these platforms have no lockups. Some have minimum lockups, some don't pay out the interest for a week or a month or 2 or 3 months, actually. At Crypto Siege back in the day, I made a lot off the lending platform. I hear you, brother. I hear you. I did not. I was in all of them. I was just about in every single one you could think of. I missed the good one, the good one or two kind of early on in the beginning. You know what I mean? Last Rise XRP says, how could someone not be willing to take a chance at 25 cents a coin? No. TJ Jackson has an interesting point here. Seems like the defaulted price are almost spot on with Susie's numbers. She first figured $300, then $1,500. I haven't been able to verify the 1,500. I hear people saying that was the number, but my understanding, she hasn't actually put out that valuation yet. Have you seen it anywhere? Because I just been hearing throughout the XRP Twitter community world that the new valuation was 1,500, TJ Jackson, but I didn't see anything from Susie. But it would go right in line, right? And what she's calculating. Okay, Carl Wagner. I did not know that, brother. I appreciate you sharing that, my friend. I appreciate you sharing that, brother. Carl Wagner says, I got a loan for XRP with my XRP on Nexo. So you put a certain amount of your XRP on Nexo and you got a loan. And can I ask, did they give you a loan in a stable coin? Carl Wagner? Did you do a loan? Did they give you a loan in a stable coin? And is Nexo US available? M. Evans says Susie gave an evaluation of like 1,200 after she gave the 334. Okay. Like okay. Thank you, M. Evans. I appreciate that. Okay, gotcha, TJ Jackson. Yeah, I haven't seen anything yet. She did message me and say that she's working on the new valuation. Yep. Okay, so you got Tether. I got you. I got you. So yes, they gave me Tether. And is that available in the U.S. Carl Wagner? There it is, man. I should just wait for you to. Yes, I'm in the U.S. Oh, okay. So you could do the loan. So I'm guessing you can do the loans, but you can't do the interest stuff. Like you can't put BTC on there and get BTC and interest in the U.S. I'm guessing. Carl Wagner, how long? And let me ask you this: how long have you been with Nexo, and how happy are you with it? Yes, exactly, M. Evans. M. Evans says, my memory could be failing, but I wanted to throw that out there. What was exciting is that her valuation was based only getting a fraction of the world's market, exactly. And, when we look at the corridors now, like Jungle Inc. mentioned, don't think of it as just 5 countries, right? It's actually about 20, I think 32 countries, right? Because Europe is made up of 28 countries, right? So that's significant. That is, Dubian2 says, how does it work with the loan? I don't know. I've never done a loan with any of those platforms. But they give you a loan to value ratio. It could be 40, 60, 70, 40, 50, 60, 70%, right? So if it's 50%, put $3,000, you're getting a $1,500 loan. Put $3,000 in value of XRP, you get $1,500 loan. They do have a loan to ratio rate. I have not used it. I have not done it. How about that? There you go, Carl Wagner. The minimum investment is $500, says Carl Wagner. For $500 in XRP. It allowed me to pick up an extra 2,400 XRP. How about that? About that. And do they have a term for payback, Carl Wagner? Let's go check out Nexo. What's that site, Carl Wagner? Is it nexo.com? I'm talking to you guys in the wrong view. So you put $500 worth of XRP on there, and they gave you some stable coins, and you just took a small loan. Gotcha. Let's look up Nexo. Is it nexo.com or .io? Let's see what's up. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? But Carl, the reason why I'm talking about this is I just think that maybe we're not taking advantage of these platforms the way that we should. Nexo.io, okay. Okay, so the rate's higher. Okay. So there it is. Nexo is insured as well. Yeah. Yeah. And so did you have a term payment? In other words, do you have 90 days to pay it back, a year to pay it back, 3 years? Did you have a term loan, Carl Wagner? Because again, guys, I just think that the platforms aren't being used enough. And I think it's one of these things, like the reason why I decided to put some digital assets on Celsius is because I felt like the platform was supporting us. They were looking to support us, the average Joes, the average Janes of the world, and saying, no, 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 no. Not only they're looking to support us, but they're looking to educate and train us to educate the masses that you can earn money on your money. There's no reason why you should not be able to do so. I've been watching him for a while. I've watched several of his AMAs, but it wasn't until his last interview with Digital Asset Insiders where I said, you know what, it's time. The XRP bags are full. It's time to look into this platform, and so I did. You know, so I did. I don't. It sucks that right now in the U.S. you can't get interest in the particular digital asset that you put on the platform. You get interest in sell tokens, right? Um, XRP number one says Nexo issue card as well, so you can spend your loan if you wish. Yeah, for the longest time, I appreciate that XRP number one. I didn't think Nexo was in the U.S. I mean, available. I say in the U.S. Available to the U.S. Now, yeah, that's not true, bro. They do have insurance. It's Lloyd's of London. It's not Nexo. It's your digital assets are insured. You ask Celsius, no regulation and no insurance. Well, yeah, yeah. I when Mella says by Lloyd's of London, that's what I thought Celsius was. Well, so overall, Carl, it feels like to me that you were pleased there. 8% interest on stable coins, and then I think you have to have a certain amount um, of sell tokens to get the 8%. And I'm gonna do some homework on these. Okay, so yeah, so when Mullet says that they are insured, that's what I thought. Yeah, yeah, Danny Loth, that's a good point. And here's my thing though. The second Coinbase, right? Because staking is just essentially the same thing that Celsius is doing, right? They're paying you interest on what you put on the platform. Coinbase gets the staking on Tezos. Kraken goes to staking on Tezos. Now Binance US is doing ATOM, Atom, and Algorand. I just started thinking, like, why are they going in that direction? Now, Cryptopolis and Danny Loft, I'm sure you heard, but Cryptopolis actually talked to Alex Mashinsky about how he was able to how that platform, the Celsius platform, is able to give this interest in the numbers that they're saying. Now, I get the sell thing because they own all the sell, right? But how are you able to, for people outside of the U.S., and how are you able to pay this interest in Bitcoin and Ethereum and whatever token? How are you able to do these things? And he said because they basically use the assets that are on the platform. They use those assets, and then they loan them out. So if they're paying out at 7%, they loan them out at 14%. And he said, because Cryptopolis asked them, really, what are they doing? They trade it. So they have no challenge at all in making their money back, right? With these professional traders with their machines or whatever, they trade it. So, and an interesting thing as well, Mashinsky said this last night, and I thought that was very, very interesting. He said, this is a platform about bringing the stakeholders a yield return. And he said, I told you guys from the beginning that's what I'm going after, yield return to the platform users. And if that means outside of digital asset space to get yield, I will do that. I thought that was very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. I watched the AMA with him last night. Very, very interesting. So I get it. I get it. I mean, they give back to the stakeholders, people who put money on the platform, 80%. So I kind of like that. Yes, it's very similar to Salt. So Salt just hooked up. Who does Salt hook up with or kind of partner with, Danny Law? I don't want to say Uphold or one of those. They partnered up with Salt. Just recently partnered up with somebody. I'm going to take a look at it too, T.J. Jackson. Carl seems. I mean, I think he answered me, but overall, I think he was pleased. Michael Arrington, I think, is the owner of Nexo. What? Let's check out Nexo together. Derek P is in the building. Good morning, XRP underscore intelligent. Good morning, Derek P. The staking help to stabilize the price? I don't know, XRP Benno. I do know that it helps to stabilize the blockchain. That's what I thought when Mullet says that crypto sees Celsius is insured by Lloyd's of London. That's what I thought. That's what I personally thought as well. XRP number one says he's checking his email from Celsius. So I don't know. Maybe when you did it, they weren't. I don't know. But it's always kind of good to check. I remember not this interview, but an interview before with the digital asset insiders. He said something about he wasn't insuring it, but your assets were insured. Like he was saying Celsius didn't provide the insurance. Lloyd's of London provided the insurance. That was my understanding of that. Carl Wagner says Nexo is Swiss-based. Deep Mind's in the building. Appreciate you being here. Guys, can you give a major shout out and a thank you to Deep Mind for last night's success with Wealth Wednesdays? That was all about Deep Mind. I would definitely appreciate it. That stuff, that stuff was great. It was golden, Deep Mind. I definitely appreciate that. And I know the people on the channel appreciate that as well. Mullet is Swiss. Mullet is Swift based. Oh, thank you, Daniel. Thank you for the $10 super chat, brother. I appreciate that for your time and hard work. I appreciate that, Daniel. I really do. Email is from the 27th of January. I heard someone else say something that Celsius says that no regulation, no insurance, and I think it's so weird in the wording. It's so weird in the wording because, again, he was asked straight up if the assets were insured. And he said in an interview, Celsius doesn't insure it. Your assets are insured by Lloyd's of London. I mean, he said that straight up in that interview. I'm about 99% certain of that. That's right. We are all in the Deep Mind says, no problem, bro. We're all in this together. That's without question. That is without question. So Deep Mind, we're talking about these platforms like Nexo that Carl Wagner has used and appears to be very happy having used them. Oh, Deep Mind says he knows this. Arrington is behind Nexo. Okay. That's good to know too. And they are insured. That's good to know because we know Arrington is a big fan, right? It's and don't get me wrong, Alex is in New York, running the thing from New York or whatever. I can't say anything about Nexo. 60-40. Carl said 60-40. Let's check it out together, guys. As I just think, Deep Mind, I just think that we're not using the platforms as much as we probably should be using them. And I understand the reluctancy because of the whole lending platform space and the HYIPs and that type of thing. And the whole idea, not your keys, not your crypto, and this kind of thing, right? I do. And I don't think any of these platforms have set it up where you still hold your keys if you decide to put your assets on that platform. I don't think any platform has done that yet. Oh, I didn't see that. Daniel Law says that crypto seeds, I thought it was a hoot that Telegram gave the SEC. Oh, yeah, I did see. And they're like, nah, we're not providing you with nothing. We're not giving you nothing. We're just doing our thing. I thought that was very, very interesting. No, he said, not financial advice, guys, but you can lose your money if the price tanks. You get liquidated. Get liquidated. Yeah, so that's when you do the loan stuff, right? Right, Carl? If you do the loan, if you take a loan out against your money, against your asset, it can get liquidated. Yes, I do. XRP number one knows his stuff here. He says Celsius shall use its balance sheet to cover damages. If the losses exceed Celsius' balance sheet, you authorize Celsius to use eligible digital assets to absorb the remaining losses. How about that? Good to know, XRP number one. I appreciate that. Now, have you used any of these platforms, XRP number one, Celsius, Nexo, any of them? So, two-part question. Have you used a Celsius or a Nexo? And would you rather use a Coinbase staking and a Binance US staking as opposed to Celsius? Yeah, well, yeah, and here's the thing. Yeah, I mean, if you take a loan out with Nexo and the price drops, you lose everything and can still owe them money. Carly Cash is in the building. Let me see something here. I have not heard any kind of people talking. Deep Mind says no, not correct about Nexo. So which part is not correct, Deep Mind? What Michael O2 said? Hmm, gotcha. Okay, I appreciate that, XRP number one. Deep Mind says that's not correct about Nexo. You can't owe money. You can't owe money using Nexo. Hmm, okay. Deep Mind says you can't owe money using Nexo. Let's look at Nexo here real quick. I haven't used any. I just think that it's margin calls will liquidate. Margin calls will liquidate to safeguard total loss. Deep Mind, are you familiar with? It seems like you're really familiar with Nexo. Are you familiar with Celsius? Have you looked into them, the pros and the cons of either one? Do you prefer a staking platform like Coinbase or now Binance US as opposed to platforms like Celsius or Nexo? Deep Mind says, yes, I've tested it. There you go. And I like the way you phrase that, my friend. Yes, I've tested it because I think, you know, Carl Wagner says it's a loan. You have to pay it back. Deep Mind says Celsius and Kava for me. Man, I tell you, we think a lot, my friend. I'm the same way. I'm the same way. And again, Celsius is not kind of like pro XRP. Celsius is pro the people. I think they're pro the average Joe and Jane. Giving back 80% up front, saying 80% goes back to the stakeholders and 20% they keep. I kind of like the transparency of that. You know what I mean? Absolutely. It's better to take, wait for the coins to go up. Yeah, yeah. That's interesting, right? So we got two kind of lawsuit things going on. Yeah. Harley Cash says Nexo in the future will be seeing lawsuits. Deep Mind says I almost had a lawsuit against Nexo, but won't discuss further. There you go. Can't discuss further. The dude says check out Money Token. Haha, yep, hit the like and subscribe on the way in, guys. 72 people on the stream and 58 likes. And so again, Deep Mind, I was just saying I just think there's some platforms that are taking kind of advantage of. I think it helps the digital asset space overall. And I think doing the what is it? Collateral, the stable tokens, the stable coins might be the simplest way to get more people into the space. Because it's a one-for-one peg. They don't have to worry about liquidated. They don't have to worry about the up and downs of the particular digital asset. Don't have to worry about any of that. Don't have to worry about any of that. So I bought some sell, and I put some EOS on the platform just for me to support the platform that I feel like supports the average Joe and the average Jane. That's what I feel like from Celsius. That's what I feel like. Carl Wagner says, I owe $1 in interest and made over $120 in 2 weeks. Not Chosen is in the building. What's good with you? Hey, can I borrow $1? 1-1. What's up with you, brother? Good to see you on the stream. If you borrow money, why wouldn't you have to pay it back? Deep Mind here says, at 1-1, you pay back the interest. If the glance of your assets get too low, they will auto close out your account. Some platforms have different liquidation levels. Gotcha. Carl Wagner just said it. I owe $1 in interest, and I made over $120 in 2 weeks. No worries, Deep Mind. I appreciate you taking the time to contribute to the channel, brother. Sorry, guys. My typing sucks. Multitasking. No worries. Yeah, I got you. Carl Wagner's, he used Nexo. He's good. He did it before XRP was 20 cents. I hear that. My thing is, I don't necessarily want to take a loan out. I want to, support the platform and get some interest off the digital asset that I put on there. And again, it's all kind of like testing, seeing how it goes. So I appreciate Deep Mind saying I tested it. That's what I'm doing. I'm testing it, small amounts. Let me see how this thing kind of works. That type of deal. Is it worth to take a few $100s to $1,000 stable coins, put it on the platform, see what happens? Am I going to get 5, 6, or 7% after a year? Because I know I'm not going to get 5, 6, or 7% after a year in a savings account or in some CD. I know that, right? Where else are you going to get that kind of thing? And you know what I mean? It's in the digital assets. It's not in the fiat dollar. So XRP number 1 says, what about Polisign? Will they be just institutional? That's what I believe, but I don't know. I believe they're going to be just institutional, but I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, why not? I mean, they're going to have the capability to do their thing. So maybe starting out institutional and then kind of going from there. Deep Mind has a great point, guys. It's a great point. Hope you're paying attention to this. It says, test your gear. Get familiar with the tools of your wealth tool belt. That is exactly my thinking. That's exactly my thinking. I love that, deep mind. I love that. Get familiar with the tools of your wealth tool belt. And definitely these DeFi quote unquote platforms are part of the tool belt. They got to get familiar with. That's why I just tested a little bit of EOS, a little bit of fiat dollars, got some sell, put them on the platform. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how the app works. Let's see if my interest is getting paid out when they say it's being paid out. You know what I mean? So for me, it's Celsius for me right now. And Carl, I put 2,400 XRP in my wallet that appreciated $120 in 2 weeks. So you have some really good timing, my friend, right? You have some really good timing. And so you're essentially, are you done with Nexo in terms of there's nothing to pay back? You're done. You got your 2,400, which is massive, and you're pretty much done, huh? Pretty much done, huh, Carl? Jet XRP says 7.2% interest on Tezos on Atomic Wallet. Jason GL2, sir, I'm late. Held up at a conference. First, I hear you. Carl Wagon says, no, I'm done. I hear you. And so it's 2,400. 2,400. Derek Williams. XRP Battle says, totally agree. I learned a lot from just moving assets between exchanges and wallets, etc. So now when I move bigger amounts, I'm confident and not just praying. Yep, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly right. And so that's kind of where I am. That's kind of my thinking. Explore them some little more. I find it very intriguing that Binance US is moving into the staking game. There is a great interview, by the way, with Catherine Coley about why, in fact, she decided that platform decided to go into staking. Let me see if I can find it. It's from CoinDesk on Spotify. They have something called The Breakdown uh, with NLW, and very interesting 22-minute interview with Catherine Coley explaining why staking and why the platform has chosen to kind of go into that direction. Very, very, very interesting. Very interesting. So, yeah, that's correct. 20 XRP is the reserve to have an active wallet. Yeah, correct. Jared XRP says, Siege, you can pick your own Tezos Baker. Yeah, well, when you say using the atomic wallet? Whatever you mean. What do you mean by that, Jared XRP? You can choose your own. Like right now, I'm just, okay, gotcha. I haven't tried that atomic wallet, man. I haven't tried it. I bought probably like 99% of the people bought their Tezos on what is it? On Coinbase, right? Just leave it there and it's good. So, all right, guys. Listen, I just got a message that I got to get on a business call here, so I'm going to have to wrap this up. I appreciate you hanging out. Just some great food for thought, guys. Deep mind, man. Thank you again I agree with you 1,000%. Got to test the stuff out. You got to test the tools in your tool belt, right? Because these are part of your wealth accumulation. These tools. So you got to get to know the pros and the cons, the good and the bad, and ugly, right? But rest assured, these kind of platforms are how we're going to continue to accumulate wealth. Yeah, so I haven't tried the Atomic Wallet. I'll have to check that out and see what's going on with that. Yes, Win Mullet, I will be streaming late tonight as well. Absolutely, you bet. You better believe it. I'm going to look into that Atomic Wallet, Jared XRP, see what's good. I picked a Baker that yield. Oh, they give you different percentages via the wallet. Interesting. God damn. Okay. All right, guys. Listen, I'm going to wrap up the stream like I do all my streams and remind you of this, and that is that old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sideline? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.